Welcome back to the Bare Minimum Podcast, episode number 6. I'm Ellie Curlis,
Kaylee Baker,
Laura Price, Maddie Melton,
and Ava Hobson. This week we will be interviewing Mr. Ayers along with the Hot Minute with Jonathan Hennicle.
The recent popular game Paper.io has been blocked. We are going to be asking students how they feel about this.
How do you guys feel about Paper.io being blocked?
It makes me so sad every day on my computer.
Boring.
I say we unblock it. We should start a riot or something.
I feel pretty sad.
I think that Mr. Emerline needs to unblock Paper.io. It was a very fun game that helped me spend time in class.
I'm very devastated about Paper.io being blocked. That's a tragedy.
I'm just surprised to hear that it got blocked. I mean, it wasn't like a bad game.
We still have had no updates on Paper.io, but we hope the situation can be resolved. Now let's go to the Hot Minute with Jonathan, aka Richard Hennicle.
I'm here with Richard Hennicle. Richard, is cereal a soup?
No.
What's your favorite smell?
Probably pizza.
How's Brandon doing?
He's doing pretty good.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
What would you choose as your last meal?
Probably pizza rolls.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
I really don't have one.
What's your favorite word?
Don't have one.
Okay. How many balloons would you think would fit in this room?
Probably 4,000.
If you were transformed into a fish, what would be your reaction?
I would not want to be slimy.
If you were having a dinner party, what 3 famous people would you invite?
Probably Morgan Wallen, Taylor Swift, and Kobe Bryant.
If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Probably a dog.
We are going to be asking elementary students to make animal sounds and having the high school students try and guess what sound they are making.
I'm here with Cam Frank. What animal is this?
That's like I don't know, one of them birds. I don't know what bird it is. It's just a bird.
It's a bird, but what bird?
It's a rooster.
Wrong. I'm here with Blair Hipsher. What animal is this?
A turkey.
No. Any other guess?
A peacock.
No. It's a pig. It's a pig. So Nolan, what animal is this?
It's definitely a lion.
No. That one was a fox. Dylan, what animal is this?
Is that a cow?
Nope.
No.
No,
It's an ocean animal.
Dolphin? Whale?
It's a
Whale. All right. Walker, what animal is this?
That one's obviously a cat.
Are you sure it's not a cheetah?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Colton, what animal is this?
An orangutan.
Yep.
No, that was a cow.
Yeah. Wyatt, what animal do you think this is?
It's definitely a dog.
What type of dog, though?
German Shepherd.
Seems about right.
We will now be asking students what their favorite lunch is here at school and then finishing off the podcast with an interview with our head cafeterian, Mr. Ayers.
I'm here with Blair Hipsher. What's your favorite school lunch?
Bosco sticks.
I'm here with Walker Jackson. What's your favorite school lunch?
Pepperoni jammers.
Ian, what's your favorite school lunch?
I would have to say orange chicken.
Hi, Gabe. What's your favorite school lunch?
Probably a hot dog.
I'm here with Haley. What's your favorite school lunch?
Bosco sticks.
Kylie, what's your favorite school lunch?
The teriyaki chicken.
What is your favorite school lunch?
Popcorn chicken.
What is your favorite school lunch?
I'd probably have to say pizza and salad.
What is your favorite school lunch?
Breakfast.
What is your favorite school lunch?
Salisbury steak.
What is your favorite school lunch?
Waffles.
What's your favorite school lunch?
Maybe the orange chicken.
What's your favorite school lunch?
Breakfast.
We're here with Mr. Ayers, our school's cafeterian. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your position at the school?
Well, I'm the food service director at the school, so basically I just monitor that the lunches meet the federal guidelines and that all the money goes the right place and set up the menu for the kids.
So, why did you start working here?
Why?
Yeah.
I guess because I needed a job. I started working here as an aide, and then this position became available, and I have been doing the food truck thing for like 8-9 years now total, and I just figured it'd be a pretty easy job, I guess.
What do you do behind the scenes that not many people know about?
I mean, just the government part of the job is what nobody really knows about. Leanne was going to do my job, but then it's just a lot of paperwork and a lot of guidelines.
Okay. What is your favorite food that you guys serve?
Oh, buffalo chicken pizza now.
Really?
Before that,
It's so spicy. I don't like it.
I like hot food, but it's pretty good crust considering everything has to be whole grain, which is not very good for the taste buds. But after that, I don't know. I still like the orange chicken meal.
Yeah, that one's good.
How many times a week do you think we have chicken?
One for sure, because every Monday's chicken. Every Thursday is a chicken quesadilla a la carte option, and then I believe it's one time on Friday. So I guess in the 5-week cycle menu we have it 11 times. We have chicken because the hardest thing about my job is it has to be tailored from K through 12. So like all the younger kids buy chicken, and that's typically why like setting a menu for the high school kids is harder. That's why we tried to come back with different a la carte options. Now it was my fault. I had pretzels actually on the menu and then kind of adjusted it and forgot looking over it. I just kind of turned it in, and then once the menu's printed, it's kind of like, oh crap, gotta go with it.
Do you know why the napkins keep getting smaller?
Is this a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And inside the cutlery kits, or
Yes.
Okay, so the ones that are in the dispenser are bought just for that, but the cutlery kits they keep getting smaller because it's like a supply and demand thing. The kind of the after effects of COVID, we've now had probably 5 different cutlery kits, like 5 different brands. So the napkin that comes with it is, some of them you'll notice too, like they like crack open. There's no straw.
Yes, I was just gonna say that. I'll get some and I won't have like a spoon or a fork.
There's 2 brands that are pretty good, and it's quality, somewhat quality stuff. But I mean, honestly, we just operate on a budget, and then we got to take whatever they have.
Okay. What happened to the veggie brownies? Did you ever do this? Or is that
So
someone else?
they existed before I came, but they actually make them with black beans, and so we use. Apparently, they're very good. Or
I think they're good.
They don't sound good.
They were good, but so they qualified under the state. Technically, hopefully nobody like officials listening to this, but like the cookies we serve, that doesn't meet requirements. Mr. Ayers just decided to say we're going to sell some things that maybe we shouldn't. But the brownies went away because you can't order. It was a special mix, and you can't get that mix anywhere anymore. And nothing is really made from scratch. I'm sure there's probably some kind of scratch recipe out there, but we don't have the time, and especially like on 2-hour delay days when you eat breakfast and then 20 minutes later you eat lunch.
Yeah. Who do you think gets the most extras at lunch?
Rowan Frater.
Really?
Well, he's kind of cut back a lot, but it was 5 cookies a day last year.
Doesn't Preston get 5 cookies a day?
Preston gets 3 cookies a day. Rowan usually 4 or 5 cookies and 2 drinks.
Oh my.
But the actual, since I've had this job, the leader in that category was Zane Whitaker. Kid spent about $10 a day here.
What did he get?
Lunch, sometimes double lunch, a bunch of extras.
Oh my gosh.
What's your least favorite food to serve?
Well, we got rid of the pastas because I wasn't a very big fan of the pastas. But this year, I would say, I don't know, I didn't really like the burrito today.
Ew. No.
The problem with the burrito, though, is it's not actually on the menu. The taquitos that we had on the menu, they don't make now because of COVID for some reason. I always thought the taquitos were really good.
Yeah, it said chicken, but it looks like beans.
Yeah, so sometimes they label it like there is meat in there, but I did try one today, and it was like, to me, it tasted nothing like but a tortilla shell wrapped up in a bunch of refried beans. I mean, that's why we actually offered the cheese sauce. We thought we'd make it somewhat more edible, but I don't know. It wasn't very good.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about like your job outside of school, like 101 Smokehouse?
Oh yeah, sure. 101 Smokehouse is it's a lot of stress right now. So I run into a bunch of people that say, "Oh, I want to own a food truck." I told my wife and kids this. My kids love the restaurant. If this actually becomes the most successful restaurant in Hardin County, I'd never do it again. The food truck for 7 years, I started operating that out of my house. So it was like going to the grocery store, buying $1,000 worth of groceries, coming and putting it in a couple of refrigerators that were outside of my barn. And then everything has to be prepped in the food truck. So we'd be up 2-3 hours prepping in a small space just to follow the guidelines. Now, food trucking in somewhere like Columbus is probably a lot different, but like roadside vending for me, like I'll go to Kenton, I'll make a pretty good amount of money, and then we'll go back 2 weeks later, and it'll just slowly decline each time. I think they're a hit in big cities because you can go to 4 or 5 different sides of the city and target. You have 10,000-12,000 people on each side of the city, so you're not going after the same population. Plus, they have like food truck depots. A lot of your downtown Columbus businesses, most of those people, they're high-rise buildings. You got a couple thousand people working in each building that are looking for a place to eat lunch. A lot bigger clientele. The restaurant for me, I guess the best way to say this on a school podcast is beverages of a certain type will probably make me a ton of money. In the restaurant industry, beverages and appetizers and desserts are your largest margin of profit. And out of the food truck, we serve not really any of that. Now, some food trucks jack up their prices at certain events, but I've never done that just because I don't want to charge Hardin County people $7 for a pulled pork sandwich and then go down to Marysville with the assumption that they have more money. But yet some of my Hardin County followers still go down there and they have to pay $9. Because price of food, it's not cheap anymore, but it's still, people don't want to pay $8-9 for a sandwich, but you can go to McDonald's now and it's about that $10-12 for one of their value meals.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no dollar menu anymore. But no, I'm excited. I think early January will be the restaurant opening, and I think that I've always just thought going brick and mortar will kind of change the game for the restaurant, but I guess we'll see. Food trucking is hard though, but if anybody wants a job, we'll be hiring.
Okay.
Did you think food trucking was what you thought it was going to be?
A lot of people that I talked to had kind of been on like the fair circuit, which is not for me. Like anybody that goes to the Hardin County Fair, like some of your fried veggie stands, they talk about making $15,000 to $25,000 a week, and there's 88 county fairs in Ohio and 7 independents, so you can basically have a fair for about 5 straight months, and if you're pulling in that kind of money, then it's a lot different. So no, it wasn't initially what it was for me, because a bunch of people had the spots, and the way fairs work is the first kind of, if you're already there, you have a spot, and then they kind of protect different cuisines. Like barbecue's a niche thing, so if they had a barbecue vendor, it would be real hard to get in there. My first year that I bought the trailer, we were in 7 fairs, and they were kind of lower priced fairs because there were a lot of July and August hot. People just don't eat during the day. They don't necessarily try the new person. Like a lot of people here at the Hardin County Fair go to the pork producers, beef producers. Other fairs have those kind of locations where generations of family members have eaten at those booths, and they're not necessarily willing to try different things. For me, we smoked everything fresh daily and don't use leftovers, so it was kind of a guess each day. I think the first fair we did cost us $350 to be there. We were there 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we each made $100.
Oh.
So and a lot of now we did do well at a couple other fairs, but they were 2-hour drives, and we didn't have a camper or anything, so we just stayed in a hotel, so that ate into the profits. But where I found I make a majority of my money with the food truck is 1 or 2 day festivals that sell adult pop. That always helps boost the sales. But no, it was nothing. I mean, I did let's see. In the last 2 years, I think my first year we did $55,000 worth of sales, selected certain things or whatever we could get into, and 7 years later, I think last year we did 255, and this year we're probably going to do 300. But it took 7 years to get there, and that's sales, not profit. We pay a lot more people to work because in the beginning, I think 3 people worked about 60 hours a week as a side hustle, and we might have made 10-15 grand, but it wasn't worth it when you break it down per hour. The nice thing is you can go to maybe where the people are, but food trucking in that aspect is very weather dependent, whether you're picking fairs or festivals. And then it's a lot of other things. Like Marysville has a large population, but they're very into their football. So like we go down to these festivals on Friday nights once a month, but when football season happens, they're about half as good as. There's just a lot of different factors, and people usually lie. People that put on festivals advertise probably the greatest number they ever had as their average. And then you pay a prime price, and that's the biggest thing for food trucking is now that it's kind of blown up across the country, everybody's price to get in to have your food truck there is outrageously high. So it's hard for me. Like I did one in Westerville where they advertised 40,000 people for the weekend. Now that actually ended up being true, and we were sold out both days, and it was worth it. But it cost as much as the Hardin County Fair does to be there for 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Which is a great business. It was a great business opportunity for me, but I was a little scared going into it. Like we did greater than Hardin County numbers in 2 days, but we had to pay the same amount.
Yeah.
But so that's a trade-off, and I only expect that to get worse. Kind of why I went brick and mortar is I don't think Kenton has a solid restaurant. I think the Mexican restaurant is great, but that's also a niche thing. So we're gonna stick to our niche with the barbecue, but we're also gonna do burgers and salads and try to appease other crowds. Being downtown Kenton, I think, will help because they don't have a ton of options to choose walking there. So, but they say location is key. I would say I didn't want to go outside of Hardin County because my kids go to school here. This is where I live. But you probably have way more success in a bigger city or quicker failure. I don't know.
Anything else you want to say about your job here, or just anything in general?
I like my job here. No, I actually went to school to be a teacher and just decided that wasn't for me. But this is kind of a way that I could still be a part of the school and something that I guess I know, although nothing that you eat here is homemade. But they did say, and this is way before my time even, but our cafeteria here at Hardin Northern had like 11, 12 ladies that used to make everything from scratch.
Oh, really?
And actually, that window's there because we used to use real trays. Like the plastic trays. That was like the tray return, and they had. It's funny, there'll be class reunions that come back, and this is a modified kitchen from what they worked in, but I've heard all their stories about, this lady used to make the sides, and I mean, it would probably be way better food, even go back maybe 10 years, which is still before my time. I guess you'd have to go back before the Obama administration, but they had burger baskets, and you could get a burger and fries every day.
Oh.
Now that might get old, but when my wife went to school here, she said that was by far the most popular.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be.
Teachers and staff. Well, you had fryers where you could fry things. So like our fries are baked,
Yeah.
because you're not allowed to fry anything in a school. But back then, I guess they had 3-4 fryers, and they would just run all day long, which makes the food more appeasing to the kids, but to clean up a little bit
Yeah.
harder. But things have definitely changed, and I don't necessarily see them going back to the way they were.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're always looking for any kind of idea. I adjust the menu every year, so anybody that has, we've done a couple surveys. The problem is, like, what do you want to eat when it comes to, you have 5 vegetable categories, so you have like a leafy green category. I've gone through it. It's broccoli and salad. Outside of that, it's bok choy. Now, you can ask Cooper Thomas about this, because he once said we should have bok choy. As I gave him the categories and a list, and he read through them, he thought bok choy was great. Well, his parents took him to a restaurant where they served bok choy, and I got an immediate text saying no bok choy at the school. I'm just assuming if I put the word bok choy on the menu, people are just not buying that day, because I'm guessing half the kids, more than half, don't know what it is, and the other half don't even know how to pronounce it.
I don't even know what it is.
Just ask Cooper. He's tried it. But no, yeah, if anybody, we always want, we're here for the kids, so if we can make lunch better in any way, by all means, we'll take any suggestion we can get.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. See you next week.